It is exceptionally hot today, so no makeup today. You're just getting raw me. Um, yeah, it's way too hot today. We're supposed to be 29 degrees and it's not so nice. I'm not a fan of hot weather. While I give everybody a chance to join, I'm just going to share this to Instagram quickly and speak to you about what crossed my desk this morning. Well, in the past week. Okay, off to Instagram. Okay. Posting to my story. Link. And that's it. Yeah, so thank you for joining me. I asked during the week that you comment on a post or send me a DM with a question for your pets and that I would answer them. So yeah, that's why we're here for this live today. But yeah, I am just looking at my posts to give you a recap. Gee, I need to go past Easter, don't I? Because that's the last time I spoke to you, just before Easter. It's been a little bit hectic. Okay. So yeah, let's start by speaking about missing dogs and speaking about dogs in general, because that has been the theme lately of my communications and questions that I've had from my community. So yeah, missing dogs. It's not an easy one, first of all. Pet owners have they have a lot of judgments, I think is the right word, from other people. How did you let that happen? Weren't you watching them? But yeah, a lot of people don't realize that accidents happen in a minute, in a split second even. And so in other words, when a pet goes missing, it can happen instantly. We never know if they're going to be chasing another dog or chasing something that they deem as prey. We are dealing with animals over here. So they rush off, they rush after something, they see something that catches their scent. Perhaps there's somebody who hasn't sterilized their dog and they can smell that from a mile away. These things happen when pets go missing. And what happens when they go missing is that it's very easy for them to go into fight or flight. Okay. Now, what happens when they go into fight or flight mode is they actually become more wild. Okay? Their anxiety levels go up, and they see the area around them, they see everything as a threat. Okay? So for them to come out of it, they're going to need safety and care. So while they're in this mode, they see everything as a threat. Even their guardians can be seen as a threat. So when you are trying to assist a missing pet, you need to understand this, okay? And when we as a community have a missing dog in our community, the best thing most of the time is to just uplift them. Well, the reason why I say that is because while you have a team together rescuing a dog, okay, it's a community. You cannot possibly reach everybody in the community. You can't put a siren out and say, hey, there's a missing dog, leave it alone, we're trying to catch it, okay? And then community members get involved because they don't know what you look like, even if they are in the community where they know that that missing dog is. And then they get harassed for it by some nasty individuals who think that they are the head of the community, which is laughable because they don't look after their own dogs, which, yes, they boast that they're looking for shock collars to take care of their own dogs. And when they harass you, you turn around and you say, please leave me alone. And, well, that's what you say. They decide to bring out all the gossip they heard in the neighborhood about you. Gossip. They're little gossipies, you know. I can't stand gossip. It just makes, it doesn't make the person you're gossiping about less than, it makes you less than, which is, like I say, really laughable. It shows your character, not the person you're gossiping about. So, yeah. That was a hairy situation because my family decided to step in to assist. We didn't know what the people looked like, and we got harassed for it. So I'm then told that I'm a so-called expert and I don't know about dogs because I tell a dog to shut up because it barks constantly, all day, every day, all day, every day. It barks at its own shadow all day, every day. Now, why does a dog do that? A dog barks all day because they're bored, because they need mental stimulation. Dogs are souls, they have brains, they need to be stimulated, which is so very important. Okay? You need to give them care. So, for instance, the basic rules of having a dog in our country, because they're not noticed as sentient beings, which is disgusting. They need to have shelter, food, and water, and basic care. Okay? So the fact that they're not seen as sentient doesn't allow our full extent of the community to actually see them, okay, as needing mental health stimulation mental health care. In other words, if you have a dog, it's so important to interact with them every single day, not just to call them away because they bored stiff from the gate barking, you know. You have to actually play with them. You have to stimulate them to a point that their mind thinks about something. So, puzzle games are fantastic for dogs. And I have actually a few simple ones on my website that you can use. You can even make puzzle toys. You can take a buddy bottle of cola and you put some food inside there, you shove the ends with toilet paper or a rag even, and you allow your dog to work it out how they're going to get the food out of that bottle. And it makes their brain work, it gives them something to do, and they're not bored. It's fantastic. Snuffle mats, fantastic. Licky mats, those are just as fantastic because it stimulates the tongue as well, and they get to eat a little bit slower. There's so many simple ways that you can do this. Now, another thing that I actually spoke about on my socials today was the vagal nerve stimulation. What happens here is that you are doing something physically to help your dog calm down. You are spending time with them, you are touching them in a certain way. You can also have a look at this on my website. So today's video, all I did is I put my hand on Camara's chest. You can go and have a look at the video. And we watched her behavior. Now that is really, really important, watching behavior. Yeah? We noted we are living in a little bit of, well, not a little bit, in a very stressful environment at the moment because we are preparing to move. And while that is really exciting, it is exceptionally nerve-wracking. It's rated as one of the most stressful things that you can go through as a human. Now, because she's prone to stress, she picks up on our stress, it's important that we interact with her and find ways to help her calm. So this little method that I showed today, you put your hand on your dog's chest, no pressure, you don't need to say anything, you just put gentle pressure on their chest. And you can do this with yourself too, it actually works for yourself. And you just breathe and be there with them, okay? So you let them be there, you watch their behavior, and you take note of things that's happening, okay? When a dog is particularly anxious, they display certain behaviors. And when they're calming down to stimulate their nervous system, they do things to calm them down. So you will notice in this video that Cammy yawns and does lip licks. She even licks herself, and then she relaxes. It took a little bit of a while to get there because we do have a busy household at the moment. My daughter leaving for work, a little puppy who's really busy, but purely having this time to spend with her and just to allow her nervous system to relax in the midst of the chaos is what is important, okay? So that's what I did for her today. And it's important to do something like that every day. These methods are always nice before bed because it calms them so beautifully. Um, it's really special actually because it increases your bond with your animals too. Now, because I'm involved with mental health, I'm a support group leader. I run 3 support groups. I run two online Google Meet support groups, one for childhood trauma and one for paid bereavement, and a WhatsApp group for paid bereavement. And working a lot with these things, I also have a mental health page called Pause for Self-Care, and you can have a look at the human version of the Vagal Nerve Challenge on that website. I know I have a lot of pages, but I try to keep things separate. So if people want to know about things for themselves, they go onto Pause for Self-Care and they can use those methods for childhood trauma, for anxiety, depression. I am supported by the South African Depression and Anxiety Group with my support groups, who are fantastic. And mentioning them today, they do have a live at 1 o'clock today. They have a live at 1 o'clock every Friday, but today's subject is about mental health in the workplace and why it's important. So yeah, do head over and watch that. Yeah, SADAG really has wonderful resources. But as support group leaders, we are passionate individuals and we want to share more about our niche of hi Michelle. It's my bestie. I had 4 besties. My one passed away in December. But yeah, I have 3 other very special besties, and one of them is here. So yeah, hi. So yeah, what I do with my various pages, I make sure that I have that care. So if you as a person are looking for your mental health care, you go to Pause for Self-Care and you can find the resource that you want. And the support group leaders, we're passionate. We want to share our niche because while SADC supports many different mental health issues, their focus is mainly on depression and anxiety, and then they branch out on different lives and do like bipolar. That was our most recent day. If you know about days of the year. Hello, Kai. See Kai. Kai says hello. He decided to join the live. His mommy is at work, so he's got to spend time with Granny. Yeah, so he's so beautiful. You can't help but look at him. So yeah, that's another thing was happening. So I've spoken about my video that went up today with the vagal nerve, which is fantastic for you and your animals. So on my site, I have one up for puppies, I have one up for cats and for dogs. And it's just simple things. The one is actually to lie down on your bed with them. I mean, how simple is that? And then just focus on your breathing. So yes, we need to take care of our pets in so many ways, not just food, water, and regular care. We need to do more. They are children. Okay, so let's just go back again and have a look to see what else I wanted to speak about with the pets. Okay, Mother's Day is coming up, and I have specials on Age with Love where I create my products. And actually, my bestie who's watching at the moment bought some bracelets from me. So thank you again, Michelle, for doing that. Yeah, I have various specials on Age with Love and on Age with the Animal Communicator. So please do have a look. I have like a mystery pack, and then I have one with earrings, and it's all handmade, so it's really special. And you can ask to have something custom made. So, especially with the keyrings, you could have a word put on the keyring that is special to you and your mom, or do something like that. Then the next, I got such a beautiful review. I'm just gonna zoom in. I wanted to read it to you, but I don't have my glasses on. It's too hot. I have actually been asking for reviews on my page. What happened last year around about this time, Dancers Love Dogs, their page was taken down for impersonation. And my page was taken down for impersonation. Not that it was impersonation. I create all my own work. It was a labor of love putting into my page, and I had 5,000 followers, and it was taken down. So I'm kindly asking anybody who's done work with me to please comment there and just leave a review and say what you did, what you maybe bought, and just say thank you over there for me. I so appreciate it. I really wanted to read this review from Shireen because I actually had comments when I shared it. What a beautiful review. And it truly is. And I'm so grateful anytime anybody sends a review to say thank you. We kind of forget these days what a handwritten note does or a thank you does. So if somebody did something for you, even if they made you smile, it's always nice just to say thanks. People need to feel appreciated. There's so much going on, with the cost of living going up and petrol, and we just need those little things to keep us going. So, talking about support, yes, please comment on my posts, like my posts. It really goes a long way in the long run, as much as your reviews do. And I appreciate every single one. So yeah, I did post more about dogs and boredom. So please have a look at that. Yeah, my theme, as I say, it's been dogs, dogs, dogs. So next week I will try and post a little bit more about the cats. They deserve to have their place, and they are so underlooked, as companions. Everybody thinks, cats, they're so aloof and what have you. They're always running around the neighborhood. But they give so much love on their own, and they're so supportive on their own, that we really need to look at them and give them the love that they deserve. So, yeah, that is that. Let me just see. Okay, so there was a lady who commented. I'm just looking to see on Facebook. She asked a question. I'm in Facebook. I asked her to comment on my original post with her question, but I don't think she did, so I'm just going to look for it quickly. Because she was the first person to comment when I shared the post. Okay, so she asks about amputations, okay. What I'd like to say about pets with amputated paws, or yeah, the amputated limbs, what actually happens there, it's much like us, okay? Say, for instance, you lose your sight. What happens is that your other senses become stronger to support that one that is missing. And that is what has happened in this case, okay? So Lillian, you will notice that he's stronger in other areas. His senses will be stronger. He'll be more aware of his surroundings. Being a cat, it's actually quite amazing because their body is so different to dogs. Their bone structure is different to dogs. So they actually find jumping and moving far easier than dogs do. And I always say cats are like liquid. And when something is now amputated, like you say, his foot was amputated, he doesn't actually miss that. It is normally difficult in the beginning, and there's an adjustment period that I'd like to speak about. But yeah, we just need to give them that care and that space. What's it, Kaiki? Come on, boo boo. Come on. Come on. Come. He's missing his mommy. He misses her terribly when she's at work. So he's very upset today. So we just need to give them that care. With animals, when something like that happens, they can actually block out the memory of the incident that happened. So, their mental health in that case is spared, but, it actually happens with our own brains. The chemical in our brain and the way our brain works, when something tough happens, it actually kind of switches off to protect us from that trauma, okay? And then sometimes those memories can come back later when our mind can actually deal with it, okay? And in Nub's case, I think this is what has actually happened. I see that, there's a trauma there, and he's been spared remembering that trauma, okay? But the main takeaway here is that he can completely continue in a healthy way with this paw amputation. Okay. I just really think that you are a really caring mom for wanting to know about this, and you know really wanting to know about how they're doing and how to go forward. So thank you for asking your question. And next week, if anybody would like to ask a question about their pets, please do. I will post possibly on Monday again. Put your comments under the post and I'll answer them in my live. So yeah, this week there was only one and she was the first person. But yeah, I am actually going to go to a client's message now and just share this with you. Okay, this is a question I was asked by a client this week. I did a reading for this client a little while ago. I think it was about a month ago. So, but the question here was, we were away on holiday and we have two pets over there, and they came to this client and spent time with them. They knew this client's deceased baby, dog, and they just came to spend time with him as if they knew that this baby had passed away. And I thought that was absolutely beautiful. Now, pets are magnificent, okay? They not only pick up on our mental health, but they know. They just have this inner knowing. They are natural empaths. So they come to you and they actually understand your grief more than humans understand it. And so when pets who you know you go and visit, but you always used to have your dog with you, and they know, she's not there anymore, they come to comfort you, say thank you. Always say thank you. It's just really the most beautiful thing um, to to have, an animal who doesn't really speak, the way humans do, come to you and give you that beautiful care. So, yeah. And then there was another question that a client asked me. Signs. When a pet passes on, when you are grieving really heavily and the grief is still raw, you're not going to see those signs, okay? And that's okay. You have to give yourself a way through grief. It's not easy, but the only way is through, okay? So give yourself the space and the grace to feel your feelings and to take care of yourself. That's the most important thing. The signs will come, okay? So don't put too much pressure on them. I know there's people out there who say you must put a little bit of pressure, but you don't need to. The most important thing when you're going through grief initially is to give yourself that time, okay? So, for instance, my friend's father passed away and she went to spend time in his flat. And she wrote her journal. Um, she just wanted to feel close to him. And I think doing something like that is really, really important for your mental health. Um, you can go there, you can light candles, you can feel their presence, you can smell their things, and just be there to help your mental situation, which I think is so valuable at the time of grief. So with your pets, if you've lost a pet, hold their blankets, smell their scents. It's okay. Feel those feelings. Now, feeling those feelings, if you feel stuck, it's really important that you reach out to speak to somebody, a counselor. But if you notice that you are starting to feel anger, you have what ifs. There are various stages of grief. There are 5 stages of grief. And when you are starting to notice that your emotions are changing about the situation, you are moving through them, okay? Anger is a huge one. Sometimes it comes first, to be honest. You feel rage inside of you first instead of sadness. And that's okay. We all process grief differently, okay? So give yourself that space and grace. If you're looking to know more about grief, please head over to my page, Stig Support Through Immense Grief. I have collabed in various videos with Stig on my YouTube channel, so do go and have a look over there, and you'll head to the website where I have various resources in grief, and those will definitely help you. Otherwise, you can drop me a message to join my group. How it works, you contact me, and basically I work off text because it's easier that way initially. You fill in a form just telling me a little bit about your pet. Obviously, the reason for this, I have to protect all the members in my group. And I can't have people joining the group who haven't had a pet pass away, for instance, and are just joining to see what it is, So I have to have that information. So I know it's difficult, but it's part of the journey. And if it's difficult, you can tell me this and speak to me about it, and we can take steps to help you through it. Okay? That is the reason for that form. And then you can decide on which group you want to join. Most people from the live meeting have joined the WhatsApp group. So we share WhatsApp, the live meeting link on there, and you're most welcome to join if you are in the WhatsApp group. So yeah, that is that. You can see Cami on the corner of the screen there. She's been very relaxed since her vagal nerve little exercise this morning. I think that's it for this live. There's nothing else that I really wanted to say today. But yeah, thank you so much to those who did join. And just remember, next week, um, I will hopefully be doing a live again. I'm just trying to think. I think it's the 25th next week. I only have my support group from childhood trauma on the last Friday of the month, so I have to just work around that. But yes, I will make a post on Monday. Do comment on it or send me a WhatsApp with your questions so I can put them all together and answer you during my live. And yeah, until next time, thank you for joining me. Cheerio.